Chapter 2. Brilliant Self-Confidence, Being and Feeling More Positive. Checking your self-confidence and why it's important. I haven't really believed in thinking positive till now. You can think of it as, do you see the glass half full, or do you see the hole or the donut? However, that could be too simplistic. Another way of doing it is looking back on the last year and reflecting. Do you mainly see positive memories or negative events? Research from the University of Pittsburgh, Women's Health Initiative, studying a group of women from 1994 ongoing, it studied the health of a group of 100,000. At the beginning of the study, participants were asked to respond to a statement like, "In uncertain situations, I expect the worst," and asked if they agreed or disagreed with it. 8 years later, researchers examined the death rates, finding those that expressed optimism were 14% more likely to be alive. Ways of changing your mindsets. Like those who feel frustrated or down because of the amount of tax they pay, the positive in this is they probably earn a lot of money. You might feel insulted if someone tells you you look tired or unwell. However, the positive in this is that they care about you. In Chapter 1, we found that negative memories have value if you can learn from them. But once you've learned from them, you must forget about them and move on. Confident people are self-disciplined enough to do this. They understand the dangers of constantly thinking back to bad negative experiences. They don't want to let the negative memories swamp the positive memories. In essence, confident people think in a positive way all the time.
Do you doubt yourself? Quote, "A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes." End of quote. Mahatma Gandhi. Even confident people doubt themselves, but they've learned how to control this. They won't let self-doubt hold them back. Self-doubt leads to procrastination, which results in you putting things off, including those that really matter, at times resulting in missed opportunities. Quite often the self-doubt is caused by someone else sowing the seed of doubt in you. A number of famous and successful people have worked out the following early in their life. If self-doubt is caused by someone else sowing the seed of doubt in you, in which case, why listen to someone who talks negatively about you unless they've got something constructive to say? Why should you listen to them? There's literally no point because there's nothing to be gained. The following are examples of famous people who haven't let unconstructive criticism sow self-doubt into them by knowing this truth. Michael Caine was told, "You'll be a laborer all your life." He didn't let that stop him. Walt Disney was sacked by a newspaper editor because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Disneyland was rejected by a major city on the grounds that it would only attract riffraff. He didn't let that stop him. Harrison Ford was told by a studio vice president, he didn't have it, now get out of the office. He didn't let that stop him. Don't take it personally. After his first acting audition, Sidney Poitier was told, "Why don't you stop wasting people's time and go out and become a dishwasher or something?" At that moment, Poitier decided to devote his life to acting. Dealing with failure. Society sees failure as bad. You seem to be weak and inadequate if you fail for some, so not surprisingly, you fear failure. The fear will probably never go away, however, it can be controlled. Doing nothing will result in continuous self-doubt. Self-confident people know that things don't always work out the way you planned them. They accept this and persist. If it doesn't result in success the first time, then try again, perhaps with a slightly different approach. It's necessary to have a contingency plan, B or even C as well. Self-confident people follow this cycle. Take action, then persist, then learn. Persist. Fred Astairs said, "When you're experimenting, you have to try so many things before you choose what you want that you may go days getting nothing but exhaustion." After Fred's first screen test, the memo read from the testing director of MGM as, "Can't act, can't sing, slightly bald, can dance a little."
He kept the memo over the fireplace in his Beverly Hills home. Once things start going your way, the higher up you go, the more mistakes you're allowed. When you're right at the top, if you make enough, it's considered your style. Learn from experience. A failure for one person is the learning experience through another. Edison failed at making light bulbs 1,000 times. Instead of considering it a failure 1,000 times, he considered it an invention with 1,000 steps. Winston Churchill was an academic failure. He was defeated in every election for public office till he became Prime Minister. Self-doubt tips. If possible, burn the boats. This was done by ancient Greeks when going into battle and made them fight with more venom. Increased success rate. Think of the worst-case scenario. To get things into perspective. By thinking of the worst-case scenario if you fail, sometimes this is disastrous and it's rational to fear failure. In other cases, the worst-case scenario may not actually be that bad, and recognizing and accepting this can be helpful, to a great extent. Manage your expectations. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Tread carefully initially when trying something new. You will fail on occasions unless you're Superman/perfect. If you bear this in mind and fall from a height you can recover from, then things won't be so bad. How to start being more optimistic and think more positively. Each night before going to bed, keep a diary on 3 positive things that have happened or you did during the day, so it really will help you keep these positive things in the forefront of your mind. This should be done every night for the foreseeable future. This list will help you reflect on the positives you record. Apparently, it won't take long to create a comprehensive list. Reflect on this list regularly to remind yourself of the positives in your life. This small exercise will help you to think more positively. Eliminating negative thoughts, page 43. As an exercise on whether you think positively or negatively, think back or reflect on your memories of the last year. Which ones come to mind first, good times or bad? If your thoughts are of bad times, then you are a negative thinker. Negative thinking shouldn't happen. It's destructive. When a negative thought enters your mind, try to replace it with a positive, constructive one. For example, by thinking of the lesson the negative thought will teach you. Eventually, your mind will learn to think more positively and ignore negative thoughts. Try doing this when worried about something or life isn't going well. This will be the hardest time to think positively, as negative thoughts will dominate. If you train your mind to expect that at some point in your life it will change for the better, it speeds up the process of your life improving.
Positive and negative thinking. Effects on social life and work. Both thinking styles are contagious. They can also show themselves in body language. People don't want to be around negative thinkers. They're seen as depressing. Positive thinkers are seen as more exciting and interesting. Negative thinking can therefore have an impact on your friendships and social life. In work, negative thinkers are not thought of as having potential and are therefore less likely to get a promotion. When I think about it, I don't know of any successful people who think negatively. That is because negative thinkers, by far and large, aren't successful. Stop negative language. Watch out for thinking more positively but using negative language. Page 49 gives an excellent example of someone who apologizes or over-apologizes. What you say and its effect on feeling positive or negative. Positive people speak positive language. It helps them stay positive in their mental attitude. Apologizing when it isn't appropriate sends negative signals to your mind. It sends submissive messages to the other person. It's not positive, so it does not help to develop self-confidence and self-belief.
It can also lead to feelings of insecurity and inferiority at the extreme end. Positive greetings. Saying "not bad things" or "okay thanks" to "how are you" is not only an unenthusiastic way of greeting, but will not make you feel or sound self-confident. This is a normal reply from someone with a negative mindset. Why would you want to give the impression things are only going okay or aren't too bad when actually things are good? Say "good thanks" or "really good thanks" to speak more positively. The latter to push the boat out. This makes you feel more positive to an amazing extent. It does work. The person who sees you like this will be more likely to want to help you, work with you, socialize with you, and the list goes. Practice the new greeting and observe the reaction on the other person's face. It should be positive. Seeing this will encourage you to stay positive. End of chapter.